In an international health organization, the general director, Mr. Duffert, bore the crucial responsibility of appointing a new project director for an initiative aimed at combating tuberculosis in a tropical region devastated by the disease. 2 employees were in contention for this role: Madhu, a seemingly arrogant man with undeniable competence, and Samba, a dynamic young man known for his inclusive approach. Mr. Duffert tasked each candidate with a mission: to devise a project targeting the remote populations affected by tuberculosis. Madhu, confident in his abilities, chose to work independently. From the comfort of his office, he consulted statistics and analyzed reports, crafting a project using an academic framework and relying heavily on theoretical data. In contrast, Samba opted for a completely different approach. He extended his journey and spent 5 days in the field. Immersed in the communities, he built connections with local leaders, listened to their stories, and grasped the realities of daily life in these remote areas. Through these interactions, he learned not only about the specific needs of the population but also about their perceptions of tuberculosis. Recognizing the importance of aligning with local culture, he engaged in profound reflections on how to design a project that would effectively meet the beneficiaries' expectations. Samba then drafted a project based on his findings, incorporating feedback from his 3 colleagues to strengthen his work. By utilizing a risk management framework, he addressed potential challenges while proposing tailored solutions. The much-anticipated day for presentations arrived. Mr. Duffert listened attentively to each candidate. Madhu confidently presented his arguments, expecting applause. However, when it came time for questions, Mr. Duffert realized that despite the robustness of Madhu's data, his project lacked practical substance. Madhu, what is the methodological process for implementing your project? How will you establish connections with the community? Madhu's expression faltered as he recognized that he had not considered these essential aspects. Samba observed from a distance, nervously prepared. When it was his turn to present, he shared anecdotes gathered in the field, outlined his community engagement method, and presented concrete solutions. As he elaborated on his methodology, Mr. Duffert nodded, evidently impressed by the inclusive approach and the clarity of his responses. Ultimately, the decision became clear. Mr. Duffert announced that Samba would be the new project director. His lived experience, understanding of local needs, and adaptability had tipped the balance. Although frustrated, Madhu came to understand that technical competence, while essential, is not sufficient for managing complex human issues. In a world where empathy and understanding are often keys to success, he learned to appreciate the value of inclusion and grassroots engagement. Thus, under Samba's leadership, the organization launched an ambitious project, rooted in the realities of those they aimed to assist, with the hope of making a meaningful contribution to the fight against tuberculosis.